People come in here and it brings them back. It really does. It is very nostalgic. Everybody's kind of yearning for that comfort of a time before all this. People come in all the time and they say that they feel like they're in the 30s, especially with the way I dress. And the music, and the sewing machine. My name is Liv Reinertson, but I go by Liv. Right now we're in my 2-month-old shop in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I'm here every day sewing new pieces, putting them out on the racks for people to buy. So this one is a pillowcase from the 60s and just a bunch of like random doilies. Some are like 20s, some are 70s. This is an old napkin with hand crochet around the edges, and this is an old tablecloth. But there was a massive rust stain in the middle, and I split it open and turned these into pants instead of a skirt. It's like the island of misfit toys or misfit linens in here. I get a lot of my materials from upstate. There are all these great antique stores that I've been visiting since I was really little, with all these really cute people who run them, who I've like built friendships with. When I started making clothes, they all were super supportive, and they all were like, oh, you're using tablecloths, here. I have all these tablecloths. And then there are friends of family who say, oh, I have my grandmother's doilies and linens from like whenever, and I'm not using them. Here, take them, make them into something. So I'm constantly getting things in. I'll start cutting things out and then change my mind halfway through because I don't use patterns. Sometimes something inside me will say, this tablecloth really doesn't want to be pants, this tablecloth really, really wants to be a top. So I'll cut off the legs and make it a top, and then it'll say, I really want to be a dress, will you add a ruffle to me? So I'll make a little ruffle out of another piece of fabric. It's very like improv, the way that I make clothes. Everything is completely one of a kind, completely unique. When this dress is done, I'll put the offcuts in the offcuts bin, and then if somebody buys it and says, I just really wish it was a little bit longer, then I can say, well, how many inches? People come in here and they connect with something, and they're like, this is for me, this is made for me. The clothes, they make themselves. I feel like they know what they want to be, and I'm just the mechanical part. There's a little crowd of older women that come in who are very excited to spend some time here, and you know, sometimes they get a little bit emotional because they look at pieces and they say that they've, you know, this is just like what my grandmother used to do. This is what my mother used to do. My mother had that same trimming. I'm not open right now. I'll be open tomorrow. I know. It's a tablecloth.
Okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a woman come in once and she was watching me sew, and I could see that she was like crying a little bit. She did say that the music, the vibe, it all reminded her of her childhood, and I don't know, I get a little emotional sometimes when I'm sewing, which seems silly because I'm just making clothes, but there is a huge story behind each piece, and it's so important to give these pieces a second chance because these were somebody's pillowcase that their grandmother hand embroidered for them, you know, or you know, a table runner that laid on someone's table for 50 years, and I feel like there's like a history and I kind of have a connection with the piece. You know, this box came from this specific household. Oh, this person really liked their whites. They really took care of their whites. They didn't really like the embroidered ones. They didn't really take care of the embroidered ones. You know, you learn a lot about a person based off of their linens, which sounds like a really silly thing to say, but when you know the history of something, it makes it more special to put it on. Now we have a dress.